how to settle a state tax lien. So how do you settle a state tax lien? In this video, I'm going to walk you methodically through how that works within the confine of an investor. You'll know exactly how. Sometimes it's how you frame it that how you live it, or how you see it, or how you experience it. I'm going to show you how this can actually be an advantage when you see these things here. So we're going to walk through that whole process and show you how it works. Now, believe it or not, there's a way to make money on this, always is. So I'll show you how to do that. Stick around to the very end, and I've got a free gift for you that'll walk you through exactly how to make this happen for you and your family. So stick around. Oh, thumbs up, like, send it to somebody else that might need to hear this. So if you owe money to the state and they put a lien against your property, there's a couple of things that are telling me, dude, answer your mail, okay? Okay, if you're not answering your mail, they have told you multiple times that you owe this money. It is never a shocker when somebody comes after a piece of property on that. So let's just start with that. Number one. Number two is you gotta get a hold of a good CPA that deals with that particular state and what have you. And they can usually, they will have a contact there where they can start expediting a settlement on that right away. Period, end of story. That's it. They ain't gonna go away. They're in cahoots with the county, so there you go. On the flip side of that, if you see a property that has a state tax lien on it, a lot of times the county liens will supersede that. So just because it has a state tax lien doesn't mean it's not gonna also be wiped out. Now, a lot of times, the county and the states are going to be working together on this. So you've got to really be, as they say south of border, cuidado, right? Be careful on this. Okay, I want to know specifically, if I buy the lien on this property and I go to foreclose, does the state tax lien stay attached to the property, or by foreclosing and notifying the state, will that eliminate that? Number one. Number two, there could be a state tax lien on the property that has already been satisfied. Okay, the state's not going to go, oh, you satisfied, let me go in and do more paperwork to remove that. Not going to happen. Think about it. Okay, so you want to find out that. Okay, if it is a lien that's going to stay on the property, if you foreclose on it, does it matter? How much is the lien? And is there enough equity in the property to take care of that lien on there? See, there's a little bit of psychology going on. There's an IRS lien, there's a state tax, there's a water lien. I had a property that had a $16,000 water lien. Nobody wanted to bid on it. I'm like, it's a $230,000 property. Who gives a heck if it's got a $16,000 lien on the property? But that scared everybody enough that we ended up buying the property for $12,000 in back taxes. I knew I was going to get rid of the water lien. Everybody's like, oh, the water company, they won't negotiate with you. I don't need them to negotiate with them. I took them to court. Okay, took them to court, cost me about $2,000, and guess what? They went away. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, water lien, okay, on that. So again, the only person that bid against me was I think it was like $8,100. One person made I'll just throw it out there and see if I can get it for $9,000. We bid it up to, I think it was 11. They went at 12, and we got it for 12.1, and they walked away. That's it. We ended up getting the property. I wholesaled that after I got rid of the water lien. All in with lawyer fees, I probably had about $16,000 in that deal. And we ended up selling the property, wholesaled the property for $90,000. I marked that in a good deal, okay? Now, the person that bought the property for $90,000 wholesale turned around and built a house on it and sold it for $500,000. So who got the better deal, me or them? Well, it took them 2 years to do that. Okay, so 90, take away my cost, I made over $70,000, boom, in 90 days, and that money starts working for me. This is called the velocity of money. How quickly can you get your money to work for you? So let's go back to the original statement. How do you settle a state tax lien? Pay it, that's it, that's what you do. Now, one or two things, if I'm looking at a property that has a state tax, it could be a number of things. Now, if I see a state tax lien on a property, and I've done other videos on this. This is one of those things. If there's smoke, there's fire. I've told my son this a million times. You can tell a lot. People will tell you everything. Just got to listen. So if I see somebody that has a tendency to not show up with an ID, or I have a friend of mine that never has their ID with her. And it's like everywhere we go, they're going to require an ID. It's not a function of whether you look old enough to drink. If we order a glass of wine, they don't care, especially in the state of California, what they call ABC, the Alcohol Bureau of whatever the deal is. They send people in there to get fines. They're not really trying to get everybody to comply with the 21-year age limit on that. They don't care who you are. If you don't ask for an ID and the guy's 80 years old, okay, they just tell all servers, just ask for an ID. It's nothing personal, ask for an ID. Otherwise, we get fined on that type of a deal. So, again, how people behave tells you a lot of other things. I was kind of going down a tangent on that, but there you go. What I'm saying is, you see a state tax lien, a state, not estate, a state tax lien on a property, it probably tells you there's other things going on. You don't go, oh, okay, we can take advantage. Again, you want to go in and say, what is going on here and how can I solve their problem? If you come to it with a solution-oriented mindset, everybody's going to win all the way around. So I'm going to look at the property and say, okay, here it is. Everybody else that looks at that property on the list is going to freak out. Let me give you a perfect example. It wasn't a state tax lien. It was a federal tax lien. It was an $82,000 IRS lien that was on this property. It had been sitting in county inventory for like 3 years, just sitting there. Nobody would buy it. So you got to imagine several thousand people saw that in inventory. You're talking a $300,000 home that nobody was buying for, I think it was $180,000 in back taxes on this thing. I'm looking at this thing, well, so what if there's an IRS lien on it? First of all, there was enough overage in the property to take care of the IRS lien. Number one, the IRS lien was not even valid anymore. It had already been satisfied on this situation. So everybody saw the big bag IRS, who's got the biggest and best poster child of anybody, which is Al Capone, right? The gangster from the 20s, who wasn't convicted on killing people. He wasn't convicted on bootlegging. He was convicted on tax evasion, of all things. That was the first one that used the whole RICO or what became known as RICO, Racketeering Act. So they went after him because he wasn't paying any taxes on all this income. IRS was fairly new. I think it was only like 15 years old. And so that's how they got after him. So everybody's got this whole, oh my gosh, the IRS will come after you, okay, on this situation. Well, the IRS came after these people, put a lien against their property. They satisfied it, but they didn't go in and take that off. So everybody saw this property, thought there was an additional $82,000 in back taxes owed on this property. And there wasn't. We ended up making over $150,000 on that deal, on that one deal. Now, if you want to learn how to do this on other deals at lightning speed like our students do, I've got a brand new course specifically designed on how to do this for you. All you have to do, it's free. It's my gift to you. Gratis. Okay, regales para tú, mi amor. Okay, all you got to do is click on the link below. What is it? HigginsMethod.com, and do whatever it says there, and I will send you this new course, my gift to you. This is Saen Higgins saying God bless and good luck, and we'll see you out there.